Hello everyone, my name is Jared Cortez and I'm the teacher here at Desert Ruach Ministry. And now that we're officially open, I figured I'd get online and share a quick message with you so that you can put a face and a name to the posts that you've been seeing and that you'll see in the future. In 2026, the fruits of postmodernism have come to fruition. People believe everything is possible while simultaneously exclaiming most things improbable. That the only objective truth that exists is that there is no objective truth that exists. That we as humans can shake off our divine nature as spiritual beings and dictate our status among the gods. Or that we are but mere beasts of the field, inclined to satisfy every urge and inclination of our bodies as our human rights. The calls for freedom have left our societies individualistic, unattached, and uninvolved. The promises of a utopian technomancy have left the gap between the haves and the have-nots wider than ever. The promises of freedom have brought us nothing but slaves to constant monitoring, to storing of our data, the tracking of every move we make, and the counting of every literal step that we take. We have become slaves to subjectivity, and our masters have all been exposed as perverts, antichrists, murderers, swindlers, robbers, kidnappers, drug dealers, warmongers, Baal worshippers, and child sacrificers. To this end, the gospel proclamation to repent and believe, the teachings of Jesus on down to his very character have not only been twisted, distorted, picked apart, and watered down, but sensualized, politicized, and psychologized, and have been turned into instruments of violence and calls for revolution, and the assurance that God's love overlooks and approves of hedonism, arrogance, and rebellion. And for as careless and self-centered as humanity is, many have come to realize and notice that even this cannot account for all the evil that we have seen and encountered. Not just merely in everyday life as observed in the coldness among our neighbors, but worldwide in the spirit, the ideology that has captivated and overcome so many people we once considered to be bright and serious thinkers. This includes the church. How many mighty men have we seen fall? Yet all these things are not new. The twisting of scriptures, the hearts of men, the ways of kingdoms have all been given names and their gods identified. The syncretist, the Gnostic, the modalist, the Antichrist, the humanist, the materialist, the Arian, the secularist, the Zionist, the socialist, the Marxist, the capitalist, and the imperialist have all had their times. But it is just as it always does. Evil has once again overplayed its hand and exposed itself. Demons do not care about party lines, but about destroying what is holy and sacred. And the devil is not after your vote, but your very life. And among believers, dogmatic allegiances and faith as mental assent and as a true or false analysis have wreaked havoc in the church and left many unfit for the spiritual assaults and battles in our own time, and unable to articulate even the most basic beliefs of our faith in a world that is all too ready to mock and scoff. Moreover, to try and combat demonic thoughts and activity with human reason is like bringing a water gun to a forest fire. The gospel is the sword we are called to wage war with, and it is the reason Christian societies welcome free discourse and dialogue among those who claim to possess sacred texts from their gods, and that godless men are allowed to freely grasp and chase wind. For when it is wielded properly, it does not destroy a man with 1,000 little cuts, but pricks and invades a man's heart and brings him to salvation from the ways of this world and from the things within, setting him apart for eternal glory. For it has been said that it is far better for a man to fall upon the rock than for it to fall upon him and he die. There is no greater example than Jesus from which humanity has to follow, and despite man's best attempts, there is no opting out. There is only choosing up. Humans were built for worship, and God has set eternity in our hearts so that we may seek him and live life with the purpose for which we are called. God has ordered all creation for our good pleasure, and without him, it is no wonder that chaos, disunity, confusion, violence, fear, and uncertainty have become our realities and our decision makers. The world doesn't need saving. It has already been saved. And the certainty of men has been exposed as nothing more than manipulation and antichrist positions. Things once thought to be secular have had their masks removed and demons found lurking. So let us take up beauty for ashes, and let us struggle while we still have life, so that we may once again walk in the Spirit, find virtue, and save our souls. God bless.